Hello, I'm Laura Cornelius and you're watching the second episode of Bots Answers. In the first one, we talked all about the venue and the perspective of the venue. This time, we're here to talk about the artist and how the artist should interact with the venue. I'm joined once again by Stacee Humphreys with Eureka Ventures. Thank you so much, first of all, for joining us. So one thing we hear a lot about is promoters. Would you recommend artists to go directly to the venue or use a promoter?
Well, I think both avenues are good avenues to take, and an artist shouldn't limit how it gets exposure and how it gets performance opportunities. Both have pros and cons. A promoter is about promoting their brand, so they will use artists within their brand. If you can establish your own brand as an artist, then it's got exposure. But if you're working directly with an actual venue itself, then you are the brand, so you have more exposure and you get to work with the venues that way. Another good source is things like open mic nights, which are really good for developing your own craft and also developing that exposure and getting a following.
Well, on to the nitty-gritty. Everyone wants to know about money. So what should new artists expect to get paid for their first gig?
It depends on where they are in their sort of journey of gigs. Maybe the first gig they don't get paid, but there are a number of different sort of structures that people can use. Promoters, for example, may just pay for expenses and not actually pay for the performance itself. Other venues may pay for expenses and a little flat fee of say £50 or £60 depending on how long you sing for and how many people are in the band. If it's a big event, then you might get $500 for the night, but it really depends on the venue, the type of event, and what you can bring to the venue and how the venue feels that you are going to contribute to them as a business. It's about negotiation with most venues, and sometimes it's a case of going in and saying, okay, I'd like to be paid £40, but if I, as an artist, bring more people in and the bar and the restaurant have more than £1,000 take, then I'd like some commission out of that. So there's different ways that you can work with it that aren't the normal kind of payment-wise, that the venue will feel safe offering because they know that if you're bringing in the money, then they can give you the money. Or it's taking a risk and hiring a place and then taking ticket sales and things like that. But any place you go to, any place you perform, bring along CDs, bring along different merchandise that you can sell to people and things as well, because most venues won't stop you from doing that, so that's extra that you can do. If you are an established act and you know that you can bring people in and you can bring references, talk to the venues and the managers and invite them to a gig that you're doing so they can see what happens.
Well, thank you so much once again to Stacee for telling us all about how the artist should interact with the venue. We feel like we've only just scratched the surface of it all, and there's so much more information available on the website, so do remember to head over to that and head over to the expert page. Let us know what you think as well, and let us know any questions that you have too. Next episode, we're going to be talking about what you do once you're booked. I'm Laura Cornelius. You've been watching Bots Answers.